I'm Kate from the Makery, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really lovely, nice and easy summer top, just like this one here. So what you'll need is your fabric, something quite drapey and lightweight, works really well, a tape measure, some sewing scissors, a safety pin, some pins and a length of elastic, and you also need an iron and a sewing machine as well. So the really great thing about this top is that you don't need a pattern at all. All you need to do is some quick measurements, and from those measurements we'll make two rectangle shapes, and that's what we'll use to make the top. So we'll start off with the first rectangle. So that one's going to be the one for the body. So the first measurement you need to take is around the bust. So if you take that measurement and then add 20 centimetres onto that measurement and then divide that total by 2. And that will give you the width for the first rectangle. And then to work out the length of your top, what you need to do is measure from the top of the bust all the way down to the bottom and then add on 10 centimetres. So here we go, I've got the first rectangle here, times 2. So you cut out 2 rectangles which are that shape. Then we need rectangle 2, which is for the arms. So for this one, the first measurement, which is going to be the length, you measure from where you'd like the top to start on your arm all the way down to the bottom, and then add on 8 centimetres. As a rule, it's quite nice for the sleeve to end kind of roughly where your elbow is. So that's the length for the second rectangle. And then for the width of the second rectangle, you measure the circumference of your upper arm and then add on 15 centimetres. So once you've got those 2 measurements, you can cut out 2 of the second arm rectangle as well. So that's all your pattern pieces done. Okay, so now you should have 2 rectangles for your arms and 2 much larger rectangles for the body piece. What we're going to start off by doing is sewing the body pieces together. So if you take those 2 pieces of fabric and if you lay them together right sides facing, there we go. And then we're going to sew or pin and sew the 2 side seams. Now you're going to sew from the bottom upwards, but leave a gap of 20 centimetres from the top down. So I'll measure that 20 centimetres and pop a pin in here. Oops. And then I'll pin from the bottom up down the rest of that side, like so. And then I'm going to machine down that from that 20 centimetres down to the bottom. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I've now stitched both of the side seams, leaving a 20 centimetre gap from the top down on each side. And we want to do the same thing on the arm rectangles. This time we need to fold them in half, lengthways, like that. And then measure your 20 centimetres down the side. Make a mark there. And then pin and stitch from that mark down to the bottom. Oops. And we want to do that on both of your arm rectangles. So what you'll end up with is stitching just down like that. So that's all of your individual pieces stitched, and now we need to construct the arms to the body piece to sew it all together. So to do that, if you take one of the arm pieces of fabric and your body piece, there you go, and if you open out the body piece like this, so fold that top bit down so you've got this bit open like so, and then lay your arm piece next to it. We're going to have the right sides facing here, and what you need to do is match up this arm piece here to that piece and that piece there to here. So they've both been opened up, and you should have 20 centimetres on each side like that. So I'll pin that one in place. So just to help you visualise it, if you're kind of holding it up, you can see that the arm piece goes across from the side piece like this. Okay? And what we need to do then is machine stitch each of those 2 seams to attach those together. And you'll do exactly the same on the other side with the other arm and the other armhole in the body. So now all of your fabric pieces are stitched together. So the last thing to do is to do the hems on the bottom of the sleeves, and also the top as well. So let's start with the bottom hem. So what we want to do for that is fold, pin and press a double 1.5 centimetre hem all the way around the bottom of your top. For the bottom of the sleeves, we'll do exactly the same thing. So a double 1.5 centimetre, actually a double 1 centimetre hem around the bottom of the sleeves, like so. And then all the way around the top, this really wide neck piece, we're going to fold over a double 2 centimetre hem, like so. So we'll fold and pin, and those hems need to be pressed all the way around. So as you can see, I have now pressed and stitched each of those hems. So the bottom hem all around the bottom of the top, the 2 sleeves, and all the way around that long neckline as well. Along the neckline, you need to make sure that your stitching is quite close to the bottom to make sure that there's a nice big channel left for you to thread the elastic through. And I also took the opportunity to press open all of the other seams that I made as well, just to make sure it's nice and neat. Right, so one last step. You need to take your elastic and attach a safety pin to one end of the elastic, and then if you find that gap you left in the neck hem, and poke the safety pin through the gap, and then we're going to pull it all the way around until you come back to where you started, so that the elastic goes all the way through that channel around the neck. Okay, so you can see that I've pulled the elastic all the way through so that we're back to where we started. A really good tip to make sure that the loose end of the elastic doesn't get sucked all the way through the channel as well is at the start just to pin it to the fabric somewhere like that to hold it in place. Okay, so once you've got the 2 ends of the elastic together, you can, if you just loosely tie them together in a knot for now, whoop, like that. And then kind of ruffle your fabric around a bit. Turn it the right way around at this point as well, because we've finished all of our sewing. There we go. And then if you try the top on at this point, just to check that the elastic is the right length, and if it is, you can tie in a nice tight knot, snip the ends off, and stitch the gap in the fabric together. If it's a bit too loose or a bit too tight, then just adjust the elastic to fit, and then finish it off, and then you're done. There we go, a really, really nice and quick and easy summery top to make for any size without a pattern. And you can use all different sorts of fabrics as long as they're not too heavyweight. This lovely light blue chambray one works really well, and you could even add some embroidery onto it if you wanted to. Thanks so much for watching. If you've got any questions or comments at all, please write them in the comments box underneath, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can. If you like any of the fabrics, you can always buy them from our website, which is linked below. And if you'd like to stay in touch with what else we're doing, please subscribe to our channel for more videos. Thanks very much.